Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another show. Because we're doing well, because having a wonderful day on the 16th January 2025. Today we're doing a video about emotion. No, I don't have a game in the background, which is a shame because I love to have that. Today we're talking about emotions and oversharing on social media, right? Now I did multiple videos last year, in 2024, where I was talking about emotion, right? Now I want to specify why we did that, why this was important to me. Very secluded, very isolated. The only way to speak about this emotion was through videos, right? My apologies. Another factor that came into it. The fact that came into it was the fact that we I was never very vocal. I'm very vocal when it comes to everything and anything. I'll talk about the weather for hours, but I don't give a fuck about the weather. I give a fuck about a nice sunrise. I give a fuck about a nice landscape, but I don't give a fuck if it's 17 or 16. I'm like, oh my god, it's a degree colder than yesterday. I don't care. But it was very surface talk. So even as a kid, as a young adult, we were talking about a lot of things that weren't important or on the surface. On the surface, it's a bit more it's a bit kinder than not important. So that being said, I think that it was very therapeutic. Also, it really helped me out. It really helped me out, and there was a hyper value and the fact that nobody was watching my videos. There was an hyper value in the fact that I don't know. It's like writing a anonymous letter. Okay, so put it like this: when I'm talking about my emotion on videos, I'm writing an anonymous letter, right? And it's you putting it in a bottle, then you're throwing it at the ocean. Then the ocean carries it until it ends up on a beach. Somebody read it and they said, I don't know who that is, but I understand emotion, right? And I think that's something we didn't do enough. I think last year, although we spoke about our emotions a lot, which was great, but ultimately speaking, I was able to help people that were failing the same way, right? The problem that I find we had last year, the really big problem, it's a huge problem actually, is that I was talking about my emotion. I was talking about how I felt, and I was sharing how I felt. But sharing about it, it was a little bit of a rant. It was a little bit of a, I think rant is the best word here, but it was a little bit of a, you know what? I'm feeling mad right now. I'm going to talk about it, and then I don't feel mad after. I don't feel mad after. But we didn't really research why I was feeling mad. I didn't really research why am I feeling that way. What 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 is what is the origin of? So I'm playing Cyberpunk. We get this example, right? And this character, V, he's being possessed by another character, and he feels hatred, and he doesn't know where that hatred comes from. So he started doing things to release that hatred, right? And as I did yesterday, I realized that I was talking about my problem a lot, but not really trying to find, not really trying to find solution. And it's one thing about to be vocal about your problems. One thing about vocal about your emotion. And in perfect sense, those emotions are positive. Today I'm really happy. So today I'm really happy, and that's important, right? And I really feel like it was a good thing socially. I think it was a really good thing socially. I think that me sharing my emotion made you feel like possibly you had the same emotion, and this is how another person, another human being with the same emotion as you, is dealing with the situation. And you're like, okay, well, he reacted that way, I reacted that way. Why did he react this way? Why did I react this way? There's a difference. There's a adversity, and there's a common ground to be found. That common ground is possibly the answer, right? If you look at every single religion, if you look at the Bible, the Quran, if you look at the Torah, if you look at Buddhism, Hinduism, it's I believe that I'm not trying to be offensive, but I believe that every single religion could learn a lot from others' religion. And I think the answer is in non-religion. I think the answer is a little bit of the whole religion as a whole, not as a point to divide us, but as a point to unite us. Multiple religion, multiple ways to be united. Now we're using multiple religion as a multiple way to get divided. Different. So with his emotion, I was feeling something, and ultimately, if I was very happy, and I was okay. You see, that's what I do. It's not really a rant, but I come in and I think about the way I'm feeling. So right now I'm over sharing, right? And I'm taking this and I'm throwing a bottle at the sea, right? This is a bottle at the sea. I get more views, thank God. But I don't get that many views, and there's still this anonymity. I got recognized twice in real life, right? And I'm grateful for that. But those two times were a very positive feeling. It was a feeling like, okay, yeah, people know me, you know. And it's not this desire to be known, this desire to achieve something. So pretty simple. I have a neighbors that I know. Okay, they have a neighbor, and that neighbors that my neighbors, I don't know them, right? Now, ultimately speaking, it doesn't really matter. Ultimately speaking, if I know my neighbors, when they're gonna do something okay, I'm gonna be like, yo, they're cool. If they're gonna do something that's not okay, I'm gonna be like, that's not cool. Versus the neighbors of the neighbors that no matter what they do, I don't care because I don't know them. So yes, the two times that I was recognized were positive experience because they were reacting positively to the content I was putting out. So with having a positive reaction, then it's a positive moment. If I was having a fan come up to me or somebody that recognized me and it's negative, I don't know if I would give a shit because you're all entitled to your opinion. However, it is a reassurance that what I'm doing is positive, and I think this is important. I think this is really important because if you're not out there trying to make the world a better place, that's not good. So with the problem with oversharing was, I feel like a lot of people related to that. A lot of people related to the good emotion or having a shitty day, and the good emotion were a bomb. Ooh, my apologies, monster, to their wounds or whatever. But and for somebody that was having a negative emotion, and they saw my video, it was a negative emotion. I think it's good because I'm not alone, right? But I think the ultimate positivity here, the ultimate goal here, to be honest, would be I had a bad emotion, okay? I fixed it, okay? I understand where you're coming from. I analyze this emotion. That person, right, is feeling, for example, they're feeling depressed, right? And they're seeing me that was able to get out of it, and that's a pro for them because if the loser is able to do it, I'm able to do it, right? It's funny. I was always there for people my whole life, right? People pleaser. And I remember being 22 years old, depressed as shit. And for a lot of people, 22 years old is old to be depressed as shit, but for a lot of people, it's young. I guess it depends on your background, depends on your culture, depends on your surrounding, depends on your age, depends on your generation, depends on a lot of things, right? And then I'm talking to more people from my age, at my age, talking to L, talking to N. They're both girls, and they're both victim of depression. So they're both dealing with depression right now. And when I was younger, I was always told, dude, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You never felt that. And I was too ashamed to say, hey, I was depressed. And ultimately, when I talking to L and to N, which again are two depressed people, they're not saying you don't know what you're fucking talking about. They listen to me because I've been through depression, right? And they listen to me because I'm helpful. I'm helpful. I'm not there to push them in the wrong direction. I'm trying to help, and I think they feel like I'm trying to help. But I would feel a bad friend if I was just listening. I would feel a bad friend if I was just saying, you know what, it's normal. No, try if you're talking. It's basically this. This is basically the end all be all of everything. If somebody came up to me, if a friend came up to me and said, Ink, I had this problem. Okay? And I'd be okay, what's the problem? Okay? Tell me the problem. And then by fucking miracle, by the biggest miracle that is known to mankind, I've been through the same shit. So because I've been through the same shit, I'm able to help them. Now ultimately because I'm their friends, I'm gonna try to help them. You have a problem with your girlfriend. Okay, what's going on? Okay, this is what happened. Okay, this is what I would do, right? And I realized that by doing this a lot lately, I realized by doing this for a long period of time, I realized that I was willing to help people out of the problem, but I wasn't willing to help myself out, right? And it didn't make any sense. It's not about being selfish, it's not about putting yourself first, but again, is the I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue. What I do know is trying to fix my own problem can hurt, right? Trying to fix my own problem can hurt. I'm talking to a girl right now, and she's talking to me about how often she sees a shrink, right? And it's weird because Anne, which is a really good person by the way, she gives a lot of oh man, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't throw her under the bus. But it's the truth. It's the truth. Okay, fuck it. And gives a lot of value to the diploma. Give a lot of value to the fact that this doctor, and it is a doctor, right? A shrink is a doctor. Thank you. This doctor has a diploma. So because they have a diploma, it's a proof of quality. It's a proof of value. So this diploma, a proof of value, is, you know what you're talking about. Now, in N case, a lot of the problem that she has, she could solve herself. She find a solution herself, but because she doesn't have that diploma, she doesn't have the same values. So she's gonna be waiting. And again, I'm not judging. I'm not saying anything. I'm just stating facts. You're gonna have this problem. You found the solution. The shrink is telling you the same thing. The shrink is telling you the same thing. And your response, your answer to that is, oh, you're right. No, you were right yourself. Because you didn't have a diploma, because you didn't give value to your own opinion or your own idea, you didn't give a shit. Now, ultimately speaking, I'll never have a diploma. Okay, let's be clear about that. I'll draw you one, and I'll pretend like I'm a diploma, right? So for the people to have to see the value in what I'm saying, I have to prove that there's results, right? It's like a scientist doing tests on subjects. The tests are not conclusive, then you're losing time. If they're conclusive, either it's a good thing or a bad thing, you still did something, right? So I think the value of what I'm saying, right? Value of what I'm saying is very important. I want people to see what I'm saying and listen to what I'm saying with value. They're saying, you know what, this guy been through a lot. Not because it's a selfie goal, not because I get a hard on when I do that. It's because I think that with popularity on social media, you get a lot of range. And I talked about that before. So your favorite content creator are going to be talking to you, going to be saying something that a stranger would say, but you're going to listen to them, to the content creator that you like, right? There's a feelings of love, there's a feeling of friendship, camaraderie. There's a feeling of we're in this together. Not really, but kind of, sort of. And yeah, I think that with range you have power. So, for example, Ben Parker, with great power come great responsibility, and you're able to talk about what you're going through, and you're able to help people, right? If you're able to help people, but imagine that you're able to help people, and that person watch your video, but again, because if you don't have a diploma, it doesn't matter. Imagine that. You could have helped that person, but you chose not to. Not because you didn't want to, but because you didn't solve your own problem. You didn't solve your own problem, so people won't believe you when you're trying to help them. And ultimately, no matter how good his advice is, no matter how good your advice is, if you tell a deaf person, they won't listen. No matter how good you are at drawing, if you show a blind person, you won't see it. So you have to find other ways to express yourself. You have to find other ways to solve situation, to present situation, right? And that's something I want to work on. I'm very grateful. I'm very, very grateful for the video that I did last year. However, a lot of the videos that I did last year were extremely similar. Not in the sense of the subject talked, but in the sense of how they were presented. I have to change that. And I don't know how, but we'll find a way. Anyway, long enough video. But I love you that you matter. I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy. Peace.